So if your why is weak, everything is going to feel boring. I promise you. The other day I watched the video. It was the movie called The Pursuit of Happyness. The actor Will Smith. He was the main actor. And that movie, it stuck with me more than I expected. But also because of something I'm going to tell you. So it reminded me of a long motivational talk that I had with a friend from the gym. When your experiences and your knowledge, your entertainment, everything just grows together. It comes together in like a harmonious thing. And I ended up giving this girl a new mantra, if you will, a new purpose. And it was your why has to be stronger than your boring. Your why has to be stronger than your boring. Her problem was that because of suffering from ADHD, she always wanted to change education, bouncing from 100 ideas to 100 new ideas. And now this and now that, and no, that's boring, and no, now that's interesting. Hey, look there. It was just like temporarily aiming and willing and, oh, I want to do this. No, it's boring. I want to do that. So coming back to the movie, and the movie is about this guy called Chris Gardner. And Chris, or Will Smith if you want, he's about to put everything he has into selling these medical scanners, a new product. Problem is, it doesn't work for him. He cannot make a living. Bills are piling up. His wife leaves him. And all of a sudden, one day, he's alone with his son, with no money and with no safety net. And then what? So at one point, he's at the lowest point of his life. He's literally sleeping in a public bathroom, holding the door shut with one foot while sleeping so no one comes in and disturb him. And he's with his son. And at the same time, he also gets this one shot. He gets an opportunity, an unpaid internship at a brokerage firm. There's no salary, there's no guarantees, there's just a chance that he might make it big. And every day, he's running to meetings, running from problems, and running against time because he's hungry, he's tired, he doesn't have anywhere to go. He's trying to keep his momentum up. He's trying to encourage his son to continue. And to make matters worse, he's surrounded by people who are smarter than him, who are more stable than him, and they are not homeless. Meaning they can go home, they can sit down and relax, they can have a meal, they can take a shower, they can go into a bed. He can't do any of these things. And the crazy part is obviously, nothing in his life feels right. It doesn't feel right to him. This is not just, this is not fair. Why me? Why all these things? But you know what? He keeps going anyway. He keeps fighting. He's enduring. He's relentless. So the thing is, the most people today, they believe in a lie. The biggest lie that people believe in today is that, oh, if something doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. It should feel good. No, it doesn't have to feel good. Because you could end up sleeping in a public bathroom smelling like a public bathroom, on the floor, no pillow, no nothing, and no money for food. And you have to take care of your son. You know what? Then no one takes care if it feels good. Then you will act and you will do. So here comes my lesson number 1 for you about these things. Motivation is also a terrible leader. As we follow the movie, and Chris, in the movie, he's running through the streets with a bone scanner and he's really struggling. He's running from door to door and knocking doors and trying to sell this. So what you would need to learn from that one is, if you only rely on motivation, you are done the moment the things get hard or boring. Yeah, but I don't feel like it today. Okay, fine, honey. Keep sitting on the bathroom floor. Remember to put a foot on the door so no one comes in and piss on you. This is not funny. This is real life. Those are real lived experiences. So in my gym conversation with her about switching paths, because we are going back to the gym conversation now, I told her, this girl, because she wanted to shift all the time, your why has to be stronger than your boring. Because she came to me and she said, yeah, but I don't want to study law anymore. It's boring. I can't focus on it. It doesn't keep me motivated anymore. I don't feel motivated to do it. Fine. But listen to this. In the gym, and I know I use that a lot because that's part of my life, years of relentless training teaches us one thing, that motivation helps you only a few days. Then you stop feeling motivated about it because you get what we call DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, like, oh man, the abs hurts, the calves hurts, I can hardly walk. I walk like I wet my pants, and yeah, I don't feel motivated today. So what? Train other muscles. Then after the motivation stops, you're going to need a very important thing here. That's discipline, endurance, to carry you on. When that is not enough, what you will need then, and only then, when lifting becomes a lifestyle, then you will see the results. You see, you cannot start over every January in the gym. You cannot then say, yeah, I'm full of motivation and it feels good and I'm going to do it. I promise myself this year I'm going to do it. And then drop out in February or March, only to come rushing back in May. Because now you are in a stress. Now you have to become beach ready for the summer. And then you lift it 3 times faster than the old people. And you go to the treadmill and you sweat like a pig and you work out and you diet and you do all those things for 30 days, 60 days, maybe. Because you're lifting faster and better and heavier than the old guard, us people who've been there for decades. And you're trying to force some results out in 30 days. But it doesn't work. I can promise you, we see it year after year. And then when you don't get the results you're looking for, when you look at us who has been there, the old dudes, the people who come there for 10 years, no problem, the ones who consistently have been lifting for the last, let's just say, 4 years, and been focusing on a clean diet. And then you blame them, us, that, yeah, they are doing the drugs and to look like this, and this is, no, that's not it. Endurance beats talent and genetics every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. just like Chris experienced in the movie that we are talking about. The others were more talented, the others had better opportunities, the others had a house to live in, they had food in the fridge, they could sit down with the family and enjoy a meal. He had a public bathroom. It was not clean. So, if we look at it from another thing, the nervous system chooses relief over growth. You see, the human body is lazy and always tries to take the path of least resistance. So to grow, you must show who's the master and who calls the shots. I normally say, it's my body, and I decide how it grows and how it looks. There's no other way around it. Because my why is stronger than my comfort and temporary pain. You have to remember these things. So, if your direction, if that depends on how you feel today, you don't have direction. You have a TikTok moment. Hey, I just saw something and they did this dance, or they were walking whatever on their hands or doing something crazy. I want to do that. And then you go and do it. See, that's not how it works. Endurance, training, consistency, keep doing it, keep showing up when no one sees you. We'll talk about that later. Keep doing the hard work in silence. And then people come, yeah, he's cheating. No, you know the truth. You have now experienced it. So we see that Chris in the movie, he's grinding daily, battling his homelessness. He's really struggling with this. And the thing is, he has a strong why, but the strong why doesn't remove his struggle. It doesn't make it easier. It doesn't get the cold, dirty bathroom floor warmer. It doesn't make his hunger go away. But it makes those struggles irrelevant. And it's very important you remember that. It makes the struggle irrelevant. Because he's doing it because this and this and this. He needs to feed his child. He needs to feed himself. He needs a place to live. He needs some food money, right? Really a strong thing. So the thing is, you don't need a new direction. Most of the times, you need a stronger reason to stay. So the thing is, you will choose your pain. If you don't want to do it today, you will suffer even tomorrow, even more. You will suffer more. Believe me, I have tried it. In life, that's called consequence. When I was bringing up my children, I also always said to them, everything you do has a consequence. If you do good things, it has good consequences. If you do bad things, it has bad consequences, no matter what. Let me illustrate it for you very, very, very simple, right? You know the feeling of lying in your bed early morning and you seriously need to go to the toilet. You really don't want to leave the warmth of your cozy duvet, but you don't feel motivated to go because I don't want to get up, because if I get up, I wake up too much and then I can't fall asleep again and it's cold and okay. You have two choices now. You go anyway because your bladder really motivates you, strong enough, or you stay, letting go of all your fluids. And right in that moment of just letting go, it feels amazing. You get the warm feeling, the pressure releases in your body. But trust me, not that I have tried that, it only lasts for so long. And you have now chosen your pain. You have now chosen your consequence. I mean, in a matter of few minutes, you will start to feel cold and wet. And now you have to clean the bed. You have to change the bed linen. You have to wash the sheets, you have to change all the clothing, you have to clean it, you have to everything. You chose your pain. Very simple. Or you could have done what was the adult way of doing it. Go to the effing bathroom. Motivation or not, just get up and do it. It's the same if you have to go to work, you have to go to school, you have to do something, you have to be somewhere for someone, you have to do whatever you have to do. When your phone rings, then don't think, don't feel, get up. I'm tired. Oh, choose your pain. You see, you always choose your pain. There's no halfway, midway, in between. I didn't feel motivated. Could you imagine an ambulance driver saying, I don't feel motivated to go to work today? And then you are lying on the street needing him because you got run over by a truck. But there was a guy in the other and he was like, I don't feel motivated. How's that going to save your life? Choose your pain. And this brings us to a very important thing. Clarity reduces internal noise. So when you have a clear goal and a strong why, motivation and outside factors doesn't matter. I'm not motivated to get out of bed. Fine, but you do it anyway because you have a strong why. And that's the most important. If your why is strong enough, you don't need motivation. You will just do it. So boredom is the gateway. That's the third lesson we're going to talk about. You see the scene with Chris Gardner in The Pursuit of Happyness. He does repeated calls and he gets repeated rejections. If you see the movie and how many calls Chris actually makes, it is insane. He doesn't even put, it was back in the days with a handheld phone attached to the wall, so he doesn't even put down the headpiece. He keeps it with his shoulder and then he just types in new numbers. It's so insane how hard he works. I have, many years ago myself, tried to sit in a call center. And that is, believe me, grueling hard work. I know people who do it and they are busted after work. It's very hard. 150 phone calls a day and some days with 0 sales and no payday. They choose their why anyway because they are like, if I don't do it today and tomorrow, there will be no payday at the end of the month. Then I don't have a place to live. Then I don't have food. So repetition is where success is built. You do it again and you do it again and you keep doing it again. That's called endurance. And this is the part that most people don't talk about. Like we have already discussed, repetition or endurance beats talent and luck and family fortunes or whatever you use as an excuse for not succeeding in your life. Yeah, it's easy to be them or him or her because their parents or their family or they grew up in the right neighborhood or they speak the right language. All these things, forget it. You didn't do hard enough. Because endurance or repetition will beat any resistance. At one point, resistance, I promise you, I have lived a life proving that, will give up and will say, okay, take what you want. And like we have discussed about earlier, in the gym, you cannot beat showing up for 10 years straight and lifting heavy 4 or 5 times a week and doing your best to keep your diet on track. Lifting late on a Friday evenings or Sunday mornings while your friends are partying or sleeping late with a hangover. You cannot beat that with coming in, running around the gym like a hurricane and think you can do everything in 20 days. And when it doesn't happen, blame us again for, yeah, they are cheating. No. Endurance builds champions. Remember that. So repetition does another thing also. It creates a neurological efficiency in your brain. What you continuously do becomes your reality. You are not what you say you are. You are what you do on a daily basis. Do we know any politicians who say, I am so good, I am the best, I can do everything, and continuously fail and don't deliver? Do you know any people in your everyday life that claim to be so nice and so careful about everything, and they are really bad people? They are what they continuously do. So you cannot say that, yeah, I live healthy and you cannot say you live healthy and then eat like there's no tomorrow, like there's no consequences. You see, lifestyle diseases is years of bad food and habits collecting interest. Have you ever heard this doctor's joke? In comes this overweight 30-something patient, and the doctor, he said, Doc, I don't feel well, and so on, and diabetes, and then, Doc, the problem is really that diabetes runs in our family. And the doctor looks at him and responds, no, Jim, the problem is that nobody runs in your family. That's the problem, because diabetes doesn't run in a family. I have heard it. I have heard it more times than I can count. Yeah, we have this genetic, it runs in the family. Okay, let me tell you, every gene in the human genome has been scientifically mapped. It is mapped clearly. We can see which genes does what, why, how, and when. Show me. Be my guest. Convince me that diabetes runs in the family. All these things you hear from the doctor, yeah, it runs in the family. No. No one runs in your family. Same metaphor. We can twist it however you want. So the thing is, boredom isn't a red flag. Boredom is the entrance to your future success. You do what is boring, you do the lifting, you do the repeated efforts, you sit down and you study your curriculum at the university or wherever you study. You study late nights, early mornings, weekends, when other people go on holidays, you do it. Relentlessly, you keep working. So, the fourth lesson. Terribly thirsty today. Your weakness can become your edge. You see, Chris was solving problems creatively, and he worked like there was no tomorrow. He didn't give up. He does it with grit and integrity because his why is stronger than any of his other problems at work and the challenges that he feels. He's like, boring and tiring? Ha! Alternatively, he can keep sleeping on the floor in a public bathroom and hungry. Talking about strong enough why? What if that's do you think you face that in real life? If you do, I'm giving you here the recipe. Get up earlier, work harder, struggle, do more. Give more to more people. Eventually things will come. And that again tells us that what makes your life harder can make your mission sharper because it sharpens you. So how do you reframe ADHD and anxiety disorders and so on as a strength? So to go back to the conversation I had with this lovely girl, we spent quite some time at the gym talking about this. She was studying law, But she lost the motivation and got bored. Poor girl. And now she was considering changing it to psychology, but she would have to wait half a year until she could change and blah, blah, blah. Because it seemed more interesting. She felt an immediately motivation. And then she could also help people with, and I was like, no, you can't handle that. Your brain would never be able to leave work feeling sorry for your clients because you're emotional and you take in people's problems immediately and you embrace them fully, you deep dive, and you go, you can never stop that. And you can't handle the traumas that many of these talk about. You will feel sorry for your clients all the time. You will really go down. So that's how I designed this idea that we needed for her to dictate a strong enough why so that her boring became relevant. So I advised her to think of it this way. Let's say you keep studying, doing law. No, I don't want to do law. Listen to me. You keep studying, you have a law degree, but you also have a strong interest in helping people in the same or similar situation as you are today. Now you can use your law degree to help people, because you can become a personal coach. You can do it full-time, you can do it part-time, you can do it as a volunteer. And having a law background, a legal background, with that knowledge you have acquired there and the passion you have for people with the conditions similar to yours, you will be in a super strong position to advise, to help the less fortunate people. All of a sudden, man, I'm telling you, her eyes lit up and she laughed and she said, that's my why. That is actually why I want to do this. I want to have the power to help people. That's the super strong thing for her. It combines her passion and personality, what she really wanted to do in life. So we changed the boring study, and she said, I can't remember what I'm reading because it's like, nah, why do I do this? Why do I have to read all these boring books and long text and remember them and have to recite them or have to pass an exam with them? Not just to get an education, no. We created a why that was strong enough for her, right? So these symptoms of boring or whatever you want to call it, they are signals. And she had the symptoms, but we used those to design a strong enough why for her to conquer the boring. And that's another lesson you will have to take away from this today. So what is your struggle? Might be your advantage. Think about that. So the last lesson of the day is stop asking, is this right? You see, in the final moment of the movie, where Chris actually starts to making a living out of his struggle, that's what we're gonna look into. He followed what moved him forward. So do you know that a tree grows from a little seed? Two ways. It goes up and down. First, the gravitation makes it grow downwards to create its roots, to create a foundation, to be able to absorb water and nutrients from the ground. And later it grows against gravitation, going upwards to the sun, to get out of the ground. In the beginning, when the seed is growing, it's dark, it's tough, it's moist, and it's struggling. That could be where you are now. No one to cheer on you, no one to encourage you. But you keep growing, you keep working, You keep your, shall we say, the nose in the track. You don't veer left or right. Because when you do the hard work in the ground, then you can use your last power to get out of the ground, put a little leaf up over the ground, and now something funny happens. Now the tree, or the little spruce, doesn't grow from the ground up anymore. This is very important. Now the tree grows from the up down, because the tree doesn't get all its needs to create a massive trunk and branches and leaves. It doesn't come from the ground. It comes from the sun. The leaves take the carbon dioxide out of the air, leaves oxygen for you and me, and it builds those carbon atoms into the tree. But it started underground in the dark, moist place where it was nothing else. There was no other option. It was that or rot away. Then it got up, took the energy and the things from the sun and the air, and it grew from that. So a tree grows from the sun and the air, not from the ground. See, when the tree does that, it's so easily, because at one point the tree now grows up, let's say it's a fruit tree, delivers fantastic apples or oranges or whatever you want to eat, carries the fruits, and everybody's happy and grateful. What a wonderful tree, fantastic. But you did, if you're the tree, you did the work underground alone way before you can rise to bloom. But everyone in this day and age just want to show, oh, look at me, I'm the tree, I have nice fruits and I have beautiful leaves and I create shadow and I create life and I do. How? You did it by struggling, toiling in the ground first. Then you can show off or keep growing, right? So the question that you ask ourselves, does this feel right? Is this right for me? Do I want to do this? It's broken. That's the wrong question. If that, you already have a why that answers to your doubts. Do you think it always feels really nice and comfortable for me when I go to the gym and lift, even on the days when I'm tired and not feeling like it? I say I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done. I have a program and I follow it. Today is a Friday for me. I'm going. I have my triceps training for my arms. Is it my favorite? Today it is, Jax. Yes, one of my favorite. Yesterday, when I trained legs, believe me, it hurts. And I was waddling out of the gym like I had something in my pants. I was like, oh, it hurts. Oh, I was tired and my blood sugar dropped and I felt horrible. But I did it anyway. I did it. You see, what happens there is that the nervous system seeks familiarity. Oh, I know how to do this. It's so easy and I can do less and I can. The nervous system doesn't always seek the truth. The truth comes from your why. And what you have to take away from this is, who do I become if I don't quit? What can I do if I keep moving on? If I would just not let myself down. If I would stand up for myself once and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. You see, most people don't fail in life because life is hard. They fail because they keep walking away when it stops feeling right. Doesn't matter. Your why, if your why is weak, everything feels confusing. If your why is strong, life becomes pretty simple. Life becomes get up and do it.